Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee have been out for a few weeks now, and with all new Pokemon games you can expect to see some Easter eggs referring to old games or future games or things from the anime. And Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are no strangers to that. Throughout the games there are a bunch of Easter eggs that you guys may have missed whilst playing through them. So in today's video we're going to be going over the top 10 Easter eggs in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee that you may have missed. Now of course there are a bunch of other Easter eggs that are not included in today's video, so if there are any that I did miss, please let me know about them in the comment section below, because there's some very interesting things in these games. Leave a like as well if you're excited for today's video, and be sure to subscribe as well if you're brand new, because I do daily Pokemon content and live streams on the channel. With all of that out of the way though guys, let's get into the video and take a look at some pretty interesting Easter eggs for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So starting things off and claiming the number 10 spot in today's top 10 video is actually in your very own bedroom. Now along with the fact that obviously we have the Switch here, which is kind of just a play on thing they've had throughout the various Pokemon games, being the Game Boy, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii, and now the Nintendo Switch, there's also a poster in the back here of Nidorino fighting Gengar. Now if you're unfamiliar with this battle, it is one of the most famous ones throughout Pokemon. It is in the start of the very first Pokemon games, being Red, Blue, and Green. It's also in the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, and it's also one of the very first scenes in the Pokemon anime. It's just a very famous battle, so it's very cool to see that there's a poster on your wall of that very same battle. Not only that, there's also a calendar here on the very left, and on that calendar you can see a sprite of what the Pokemon used to look like in the very first games. There was only a handful of Pokemon sprites in Red, Blue, and Yellow, and this was one of them. This was one that we used for Pokemon such as Rhydon and Pokemon like that, you know, the big Pokemon that looked like beasts kind of things, and that was just kind of the icon scene for those Pokemon. So it's very cool to see another throwback as well there on the left. It's just basically nostalgia corner over here. The only bad thing is we don't get a potion from the PC, but you know, it's still pretty cool to see all of these nostalgic things, which is why this little Easter egg claims the number 10 spot in today's top 10 video. Coming up next and claiming the number 9 spot in today's top 10 video is something else from Pallet Town, and it is this guy down here, the technology guy. If you're unfamiliar, there's always been a person in the starting town that basically talks about technology, and this man says technology is incredible. Now you can connect your smartphone to your game console and send data between them. This guy has been throughout every single Pokemon game, always talking about technology and how good it is and how it's always been advancing, and in this game he obviously speaks about the fact that you can connect Pokemon Go to the Nintendo Switch to trade Pokemon. But another cool little Easter egg that we are seeing this guy again still in the Pokemon Switch games, seeing as he's been here all the way since Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow. Coming up next and claiming the number 8 spot in today's top 10 video is at the very start of the game when you first get to Viridian City. Now usually in the previous games there's just an old guy that needs his coffee and he won't let you pass until you've obviously gotten the parcel for Oak and then gone back, got the Pokeballs and all that. Well, in these games it's obviously a little bit different because you get your Pokeballs at the very start. This is actually Team Rocket, and it is a reference to actually seeing them for the first time in the anime when Ash gets to Viridian City, because obviously there's a whole fiasco in the Pokemon Center. You know, Ash is there, Misty's there, and Team Rocket trying to steal all the Pokemon. It's just a really cool little reference to the anime, seeing Team Rocket here, and obviously we're usually seeing that old guy here, but for this time it is Team Rocket, and they basically just don't let you pass into Viridian Forest until you obviously do get the parcel for Oak and give him the raspberries and stuff like that. But again, it's just a nice little Easter egg seeing Team Rocket here. Just a really cool little reference to the Pokemon anime, and it just, I don't know, makes it feel like the games are a little bit more closer to the anime, which they kind of are in a sense because they are loosely based on Pokemon Yellow, and Pokemon Yellow is loosely based on the anime, so it makes sense that these are here. But again, just a nice little cool Easter egg if you didn't know why these guys were here. Coming up next and claiming the number 7 spot in today's top 10 video is one of the longest myths and legends of Pokemon, all the way from Red, Blue, and Yellow, the Mew under the truck glitch, or myth, or legend, whatever you want to say. Now of course, as we all know, Mew is not under the truck in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but the truck is still here. The truck has been here ever since Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow. It was here in Fire Red and Leaf Green. There was something about a lava cookie in Fire Red and Leaf Green if you managed to get here, and now in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, it is here again. No idea how it got here, no idea why it's here, but for some reason this truck has been in the games ever since the very first came out, and Of course, Mew isn't under this truck in these games. It never was under the truck in any of the games, but it's just a very, very big mystery that Pokemon fans for the past 20 plus years have been trying to discover, and I just have no idea why it's here, but it's nice to see that this little Easter egg is still in Kanto games today, that they are still making. As I'm recording this footage though, I have only just found out there is actually an item here, and if you just go up here a little bit, you will find a revive. So you actually find a revive here. I don't know why, maybe that's just a little kind of joke by Nintendo saying that they're reviving this myth. I really don't know, but at the end of the day, this is a really cool Easter egg, and which is why it claims number 7 spot in today's top 10 video. Coming up next and claiming the number 6 spot in today's top 10 video is actually something from when you beat Lieutenant Surge. When you beat Surge in this games, he obviously gives you the Thunder Badge, he gives you the TM and all that good stuff, but he also gives you an autograph as well, something that none of the other gym leaders give you. Well, what's actually so special about this? It is actually a reference to Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon, well the Gen 7 games, because in your bedroom, you actually have that very same autograph, and it says when you go up to it that it is the autograph you got from Kanto. This has sparked many different rumors saying that the character in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is somewhat related to the characters in Ultra Sun and Moon. We obviously have Mina in this game as well. She comes down right next to, you know, in Vermilion City where the SS Anne is. She is there, you can battle her and everything like that. So it's a really cool way of kind of connecting these two games, because we do know that the character from Alola is actually originally from Kanto. So maybe he went and beat all the gym leaders in Kanto and then obviously came to Alola to defeat all of those trials and everything like that. But whatever the reason is, there's definitely some sort of links between these two games, which is why this Easter egg is in today's video. Coming up next for today's video is actually another really cool Easter egg that you guys may have missed. Now in Celadon City there is the game director, the person that you go to once you complete the Pokedex, who will give you the shiny charm, and of course he'll just give you the certificate as well saying, you know, well done for completing your Pokedex. However though, when you do go to this very office, there's a bunch of posters on the wall showcasing loads of references to the old games. Here on the left we do have the posters for Pokemon Red and Green and also Pokemon Blue and Yellow. On the right, there's again another poster of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, and then we have another calendar just like we've seen earlier on in the video of the sprite of Rhydon. We have the sprite of Pikachu. Pikachu is here, that's what it looked like in Pokemon Yellow. That is the sprite for this Pokemon. So it's again another really cool thing that we just have these little Easter eggs referencing the old games of Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow. We also have the Clefairy doll down here, which is obviously the Pokédoll item that was used in the previous games. We've got obviously a bunch of switches on the desks and everything like that, but it's a really cool little reference to the very old games, showing where Pokemon began, and it's just a really nice cool thing to see as an Easter egg in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Coming up next and claiming the number 4 spot in today's top 10 video is another Easter egg found in Celadon. Now when you go to the gym, in the previous games there was also this kind of creepy old guy always outside the gym saying, haha, this gym is great, it's full of strong trainers. This is what he says this time in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. However though, in the previous games he always spoke about how he loved standing outside this gym looking through the window because there was a bunch of girls inside. So obviously a little bit weird for a kids game, which I guess is why they've changed the dialogue of this old man to make it a little more kid friendly, because let's be honest, it is a little bit weird for an old guy to be standing outside of a gym looking through the window at a gym full of girls and his dialogue being, I love this gym because there's a bunch of girls. Little bit creepy, don't get me wrong. Wouldn't really want to see that in a Pokemon game. So yeah, a little bit weird though that he is still, you know, peering into this window looking at them, but at least his dialogue's a little bit different. But yeah, if you didn't catch that Easter egg, well, here it is. Coming up next and claiming the number 3 spot in today's top 10 video is the fact that Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander are obtainable in the exact same places as you can get them in Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon Yellow was really cool because it allowed you to obviously start with Pikachu and then get the other 3 starter Pokemon in the game through the different methods. You got Bulbasaur in Cerulean, you got Charmander just above Cerulean, and then you also got Squirtle in Vermilion. Now this is actually a really cool reference not only to Pokemon Yellow but also to the Pokemon anime, because all of these places that you find the starter Pokemon in these games is actually where Ash finds them all in the Pokemon anime. So again, a nice little time between the anime and these games, just like Team Rocket being in Viridian. Really cool to see, a really nice little Easter egg, and yeah, the fact that you can get all 3 starter Pokemon in this game as well as your actual starter Pokemon, who wouldn't want that? Coming up next and claiming the number 2 spot in today's top 10 video, it's actually an Easter egg that I wasn't really too sure about until recently, but it's all to do with your trainer card. Now when you actually go onto your trainer card and you save it and everything like that, you actually can see all the different gym leader logos. Now these are actually the same logos and faces that were seen in the original Pokemon game, so it's a nice little Easter egg, a little throwback to the very old gym leader trainer card in Pokemon Red, Blue, Green and Yellow. Really cool thing because they've obviously got the same stances, the same faces, everything like that. I don't know, really cool to see, but yeah, just a nice little Easter egg if you did miss that. Finishing things off though, as the final Easter egg for today's video, it's actually a really cool and funny one, taken from the moment that Professor Oak introduces Blue as his grandson, because he basically does say, what was his name again, which is obviously a reference to whenever you choose your rival's name in the beginning of all the old Pokemon games, because that was kind of the running joke. Professor Oak seeming to have memory loss, but after all this time, apparently it was just a joke, because he obviously says it in a quite a laughing matter, because Blue does say stuff like, oh, not that old joke again. Just a really cool little Easter egg that we finally get to see why Professor Oak's been saying that all these years. But again, you may have missed it, but it's a really cool Easter egg, and one of my favorite ones from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. But with that, it does wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it as much as I did making it. If you did enjoy the video though, please do leave a like down below. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment as well in the comment section with some other Easter eggs that you've come across that weren't mentioned in today's video. And also subscribe as well if you're brand new, because I do daily Pokemon content on this channel. I have a couple other videos coming onto your screen in a second, so be sure to give them a watch if you do have the time. I'm sure you'll like those if you did enjoy this one. That is everything from me though, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, stay safe, and until next time, peace.